Okay everyone, today our mooncake festival is next week, and traditionally we will do mooncake at home. So I learned how to make it in the 80s, and my master Datuk Lim Beng Yam makes sure that we know how to do everything from scratch. So I'm quite lucky that I was able to learn a lot of things from him, and one of it is making mooncake. So to make mooncake and to enjoy mooncake, you actually have to do the syrup, and then the syrup for doll biscuit, or we call that angkong apia. You know, it's shaped like a ball, or you have a mold to do it. You can put fillings inside, yeah. And then we also have to do the golden syrup for making mooncake, and then you have to make the peanut oil. So these few things you got to get ready first, and then of course you do your own lotus seed paste, you do your own red bean paste. So I will do step by step, one by one. So today I'm going to show you how to do the doll biscuit golden syrup. So here is 600 grams of water. You pour it in, and then sugar is 1002. That means ratio is 2 to 1. Two. And then you stir it. Stir. You can turn on the fire if you want. You can turn on the gas if you want, yeah? So I'm going to turn on the gas. And then I add in 2 pieces of lime slices. Okay, so I stir until it all dissolves. At the same time, it will start to boil. That's when you cannot stir anymore. So we're going to stir this until it dissolves. Okay, within minutes of constant stirring, it has dissolved. Okay, it dissolved. Not much left. So I'm stopping the stirring, and now I'm going to wait for it to boil. Now a word of caution: when it is not boiling, if you want to stir, just gently stir it. Just gently stir it. After it boils, no more stirring. You got to lower the heat. Now it's on high heat. After it's boiling, you lower the heat and let it simmer for 1 hour. Okay, now I just stir for a while. So I allow it to boil. As you can see, it is starting to boil. One thing you also must be careful is when you are boiling sugar, don't walk away. I'm just doing a small portion. It takes about 5 to 8 minutes before it starts boiling. So but if you do a big portion, then you say, oh, it takes a longer time, so I walk away, it will overflow. So you have to be careful. Now it's boiling. I'm going to close the lid, nearly almost everything closed. I won't close all because it will bubble over, but I will just leave a little bit and then turn the heat low. This, from here you check, you want an hour to an hour and a half. If you want a light golden tinge, yeah, so 1 hour, have a look, don't stir, don't even open and stir, just let it go for an hour and then open it up, check. If the color is light yellow, you're happy with it. Okay, if you want a little bit golden, just let it go for another 15 minutes or half an hour. Okay, one more time, I just let you see it's boiling. So look at the color is yellowing now. It's getting beautiful. So I would say 1 hour will be very good. We'll see, yeah, because um, another thing you must remember is as you are boiling, as you are cooking it, it should be about half or 3/4 full only, not too much, not too full. If you have it too full, it will boil over also. You don't want that to happen because syrup is very hot. It will scald you and you might get a very bad scalding. So be careful, yeah. Don't say I didn't warn you. Also, if you are cooking more than this portion, you might need bigger pots. You have to get prepared for all this. So this is our doll biscuit golden syrup. Cook for just an hour to an hour and a half. I'll come back in an hour's time. Now it's about 2 minutes to 1 hour for this doll biscuit golden syrup, and I'm going to open it up for you. In between you can open like every half an hour. You can open. I just opened once just now at half an hour to see that the fire is right, and now this is my second time to open. So this is how it looks like. Now no stirring. As you can see, the sugar syrup has turned lightly brown. This is already a good color for your doll biscuit. You don't want your doll biscuit to be very brown like the mooncake biscuit. Yeah, so the mooncake skin has to be browner, but not your doll biscuit. So this is a good color. I'm going to turn it off, the heat. I'm not stirring it because in case it gets shocked, it might splatter and you hurt yourself. So don't stir it. Just leave it until it cools down. After it cools down, then you can close it up. By the time it cools down, you can see the bubbling will be less. And the reason we put lemon is because anything sweet, yeah, it is overly sweet. When you put lemon, it has a little lemony flavor or tinge to it, so it doesn't taste all sweet, yeah. This is a very Asian way of dealing with things. If you are having a lot of sugar, you need a little bit of salt, or you need a little bit of lime, things like that. But for mooncake golden syrup, usually we put lime or lemon. You can cut 2 pieces, 4 pieces, it's up to you. You want it more, can, but you have to be careful. It can turn bitter. So for 600 grams to 1002 grams of sugar with 600 grams of water, 2 sugar, 1 water, 2 to 4 lemon pieces is good, or lime pieces is good. So I'm not going to close it. I'm going to allow it to completely cool. You can see the bubble is diminishing right in front of your eyes. Yeah, then only you can cover up, because you don't want this water vapor to drop in. When you were covering it and the little hole there is some vaporizing happening. But this is just nice. So if you need more, your family loves it, you need more, you can make more. As I told you, I've done a couple of times, but biscuits I don't eat much, so this is enough for the family. So next week when I'm doing this, the doll biscuit, this is just nice. After a week of cooling, it's very nice. But at a very minimum, a day or 2. The best is 1 year old. Yeah, 1 year old is the best. So for mooncake skin, you need a 1 year old sugar golden syrup. I will show you later. Okay, so I'm not closing it. Now this doll biscuit golden syrup, which we cook for an hour, is ready. It's completely cool. It will take about 2-3 hours. Yeah, if you want to do it the next day or at night to test it, is fine. The reason we test it later is because when it's still hot, you test it. If it is already crystallized or form a ball, when it's cold, it's too hard. So you know your fire is wrong. So if you do it when it's cool, then you are sure that it's correct. So make sure your spoon is dry. Yeah. And then this is the syrup. Look at the syrup. You can move your spoon. Beautiful. You can move the spoon. Wow. Wow, this is almost like a trickle. And then you can do this. Now I'm waiting for the last ending. If you don't want, you can just stir, take it up, stir, roll it because you want to see it crystallize, and then you drop it in the water. Beautiful. So it has a form. Yeah, it doesn't become watery again. So this is ready. Okay, but if it is like a big balls inside, oh, it can be a little bit too thick. As you can see here, this is also very thick already. But to make your mooncake with this is beautiful. And have a look, this is last year. Past years, not last year. I accumulate for a few years already. Every time I finish it, and then I finish doing the pastry for the doll biscuit. If there's extra, I fill it in. Sometimes there are 2 bottles left, 3 bottles left. But this time I only have 1 bottle left. So this is the time you can add the matured sugar in. It's a little watery, be beautiful because that is too thick. You can add in. Smells so good. Smell of the lime that has kind of mature or burn. It doesn't smell the sweetness, it smells more of the lime. So you can add like that. How much you want to add is fine, up to you. I usually leave this for years, so this could be quite a few years already. This doll biscuit syrup could be quite a few years. Can't remember how many. Then you give a good stir. Beautiful. The Chinese say if you do your own biscuit, your own syrup for the biscuit or for the mooncake skin, there's no English word for it, but in the Hokkien word, ikasang. It's light. It's not fluffy, but it's lighter. And sometimes you see people do it, they have cracks. Yeah, because it's lighter. So the crack is visible. So that means the sugar is well done. Alright, so if you like us, there's a whole series of the mooncake thingy. I don't know how to do shortcut. Maybe one day I will attempt the modern way of doing shortcut. But for me, still time stood still when I do mooncake. I have to do the syrup first, the peanut oil, fragrant peanut oil, and then have to treat the salted egg and toast all the seeds up for the red bean paste mooncake or lotus bean mooncake. And if you're doing the 5 nuts, all have to be toasted. So it's a series of mooncake. Then only finally we'll put together and then we'll do the molding. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe us, like us, and share our video if you are into traditional mooncake. But of course, there's nothing wrong with the modern way of doing, because I can understand nowadays you don't have gas stove like this what I'm cooking with. They're using induction cooker and all that, which have a more constant fire. You should have better achievement with all your sugar and your peanut oil. Yeah, so see you again soon.